Thank you, Patrick. I'll share my screen here. And today we'll begin with our CMS readiness dashboard as always. This is for the week ending April 16th. And we'll begin with our public health metrics here. Our case rate per 100,000 remains in red with a 169.4 per 100,000 cases. That is an uptick from our previous report when we were at 132.3. In terms of test positivity percentage, we remain in yellow. Also an uptick here. We went from 6.7% last week to 7.4% this week. Next, we'll move on to our district level case monitoring, beginning with schools with at least one positive case. That's remained very close to where we were at last week. We shifted up from 47 schools to 50 schools remaining in yellow status. In terms of schools with quarantined individuals, we remain in green there. Next, we'll move on to our school level case monitoring, beginning with cases in a school. Last week, we had 19 schools with 2 or more cases, so slight uptick here as well, with 22 schools with between 2 and 10 cases. In terms of school clusters, we remain in green. And in terms of individuals in active quarantine, we remain in yellow. Next, we'll move on to our district operational metrics here. This should look fairly familiar in terms of status by color that you see here. Child nutrition remains in green, very close to last week. We went from 94.5% to 94.6%. We remain the same in green with the same numbers as last week for transportation. In terms of custodial staff coverage, we're up a little bit at 92.5% in contrast to last week when we were at 91.9. We remain the same for schools with a full-time nurse at 73% in yellow. And lastly, we'll take a look at our school readiness metrics here, beginning with instructional staff. This is up about 2 percentage points in comparison to last week. But our school facility, infection control and PPE, along with our health and safety training remain the same. 100% for the first 2 I mentioned and above 90% for health and safety training. So next, we'll shift over to our at a glance document here. One thing I want to point out here is our previous week, we were taking a look at this over the course of 2 weeks. So now we've shifted back to a 1-week look for this metric since students are back in school from spring break. So as you can see here, number of new positive cases for students is at 75. That's an uptick from last week when we were at 53. And in terms of total number of employee positive cases, we're at 23 this week, and last week we were at 24. So we'll finish up today with our COVID breakdown here. And this is for, again, April 10th through the 16th. Again, I won't read through all of these, but you see the positive cases for student by school as well as staff. So I'll briefly scroll down for you to take a look here. Scroll down a bit more for you. Okay. And we'll scroll down a bit more and wrap up here. with our other district sites at 4 positive cases for staff members. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Patrick.